I mean, no one's gonna eat your eyes.
All we wanna do is eat your brains.
Greetings, mere mortals. I mean, hey, welcome to Half the Battle. Sorry, I got possessed there for a second.
Over the years, we've seen what the Sunbow cartoon has to offer in the way of horror. But since that well is running a bit dry, it's time to move on. Yeah, that means we're gonna be looking at a scary Deke episode for this Halloween.
Abandon hope, all ye who clicked play.
We're taking a look at Night of the Creepers. The episode starts with a military defeat for Cobra, so par for the course there. The Joes stake out a hidden base, but the commander and Destro manage to escape. So it's the same ending as any other G.I. Joe episode, but this time we're seeing it at the beginning.
Hell, at least this saves time.
This defeat is a bit worse than usual though, as the Joes manage to capture all of the Night Creepers. Those guys are basically ninjas for hire that have a contract with Cobra. Their leader does manage to escape, as you do. His name, by the way, is Night Creeper Leader.
Wow, they really stretched their creative muscles to breaking point on that one, didn't they?
Also, he looks nothing like the Night Creeper Leader toy. I imagine that's because its design hadn't been finalized yet. That's why his model is just a Night Creeper wearing a silly hat. Anyway, Lowlight and Scoop follow him to another hidden Cobra base that has shenanigans going on. Lowlight admits that he's scared of the dark, but this plot was rehashed from a much better Sunbow episode, so I'm just gonna ignore it today. Except to say, he's now also afraid of ghosts, which is just a weird thing to tack onto the character.
What I'm really scared of are ghosts.
Meanwhile, a Night Creeper Leader...
You know what? I'm just gonna call him Bob. Because his real name is too silly and way too long. I'd never get through the review.
So, Bob is asking Cobra Commander to help rescue his troops, but he refuses, stating that he won't be needing them anymore, as he's got something better.
I hope you're not planning.
As a matter of fact, we are. Meet your replacements. Gaze on the splendid fighters from the past, mummified to serve in a future time.
They were the greatest warriors of the ancient world.
Zombies! Or mummies! Well, mummies are zombies anyway, half the time, so I'm gonna go with that.
That's right, we've had ghosts on this show, we've had Cthulhu, but this year, it's zombies!
Also, how long was Destro just waiting there to pop out for dramatic effect? So, they're gonna resurrect mummies. And what ancient magic will they employ?
But they've been dead 1,000 years.
A mere technicality when my life force regenerator can electronically transform these mummies into obedient and deadly fighters.
Oh, he just has a remote that can raise the dead. Really, simple as that, huh?
If you have technology like that, how come you're not already ruling the world?
Each with the strength of 10 men.
And why exactly do they have the strength of 10 men? Zombies aren't stronger than humans, but mummies, they come with all sorts of superpowers just because.
Is that racist? Or zombieist?
Bob explains who these guys are.
You don't understand. These are the Phantom Warriors of Nambahat, the personal guard of the Dragon Emperor himself. If you continue, he will take an awful revenge.
An undefeatable army of a Dragon King. Did Mortal Kombat rip off this idea for a few of their more crappy games? Anyway, Bob goes to find his Dragon Emperor to inform the corpse that his army is on the loose.
The Dragon Emperor, the first Night Creeper of them all. Your Highness, the King Cobra guards your tomb, but Cobra Commander disturbs the sleep of your warriors. My liege, your will shall be obeyed.
And somehow this wakes him up. Yeah, his army getting up and running off, no effect. This almighty warrior king has to be told Cobra is messing with his stuff. Cobra has given the zombies Night Creeper outfits for some reason, but only the upper half. No pants.
Yep, what we have here is a pantsless zombie army.
Meanwhile, Scoop and Lowlight have gotten inside and are observing these weird goings-on, alerting the Joes. They also find one of the packs Cobra uses to control the zombies, when they get interrupted all of a sudden.
What are you? Please don't.
Are you snakes or men?
Ooh, a creepy ghost girl. Now it really is a horror story.
Samara tells them they need to find the Ruby Heart of Darkness to stop the zombies. Pretty convenient.
She didn't look like a ghost, did she?
Nah.
What? She totally did.
A short time later, the battle between the Joes and Cobra's undead army is joined. They gave them laser weapons! What we've got here is pantsless zombies with laser guns!
Okay, I'll admit, this is an original idea for once.
Those mummies are a lot tougher than we thought.
Yeah, tougher.
You should note that at no point whatsoever do any of the zombie mummies actually get hit. Because apparently, even the undead aren't allowed to die in a G.I. Joe cartoon. The Joes are getting creamed until the Dragon Emperor shows up. Kinda.
Warriors, you must obey my will.
The big giant head takes command of the zombies, who are now fighting both the Joes and Cobra. Let's see how the commander and Destro take this.
Control those warriors!
Okay, with that facial expression, Destro just lost all mystique and badassery he once had. I'm not even mad that a golden mask shouldn't be able to make expressions like this. It's just too freaking funny. You'd think that at this point, the Joes and Cobra would team up to fight this undead menace. But nope, it's all up to the Joe team.
Cobra is even more useless than usual this time.
They figured out they need a big crystal, the Ruby Heart of Darkness, to amplify a signal to shut the mummies down. Scoop and Lowlight are on the case.
Where are we gonna find a crystal?
Scoop, come here.
Really? They were just standing next to it. That's easy, isn't it?
I mean, I expected that finding the ruby would be an entire quest of its own. You know, an epic adventure.
I mean, just imagine if in the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones just found the Grail sitting on a shelf at his university at the beginning of the movie. That's what this is. Predictably, the guy comes to life and attacks them. Despite nearly crapping himself, a lowlight takes out the Emperor only to reveal...
Night Creeper leader!
It was Bob all along!
Oh great, we seem to have moved on to Scooby Doo now. It was Old Man Bob all the time, the owner of the amusement park.
Anyway, they grab the crystal off Bob. This does beg the question, was Bob just sitting there the whole time? Remember what he said.
My liege, Your will shall be obeyed.
Yes, Bob. I need you to put on my clothes and just sit there waiting to see if anybody shows up to steal my ruby. Boss, couldn't I just hide the ruby somewhere? No, just sit there, waiting. What if I have to go to the bathroom? The throne has built-in facilities, Bob. Now do my bidding. Anyway, Scoop rigs up the ruby to the plot device, and sure enough, all the zombie mummy undead thingies are neutralized. Except the ones that had, off bloody camera, captured Cobra Commander and Destro, since those were out of reach of the device.
I would have liked to have seen that scene, but apparently that was just too much to ask for.
The real Dragon Emperor then shows up, and he needs a new ruby since his was stolen. And Heart of Darkness was kind of a literal name, since he needs a human heart to make another one.
Where is my heart of darkness?
It is no matter, my lord. You have your choice of 2 brave donors for a new heart.
Okay, gotta admit, this story went kinda dark all of a sudden.
Meanwhile, Scoop is heading back to the temple, helped by Samara.
You have returned for your friend.
Where is he?
You must hurry if you ever wish to see him again.
Thanks to Ghost Girl, he arrives just in the nick of time and stops the Emperor dead. Pun sorta intended. Bob and the Commander beat a hasty retreat. And I should note that the animators completely forgot Destro was there, since we don't see him escaping.
That's the kind of top-notch quality I've come to expect from Deke.
In the same vein, there are scenes where the mummies appear to lose their Night Creeper gear all of a sudden. The Grudge Girl shows up again and tells them to return the ruby, ending the curse. You know, this is the most helpful creepy little ghost girl ever. If Alessa in Silent Hill would have been that nice, the game would have been over in 5 minutes. And so we end on 2 notes. Firstly, the Joes salute the fallen warriors of the past.
Let's just hope these soldiers can rest in peace for another 1,000 years.
Instead of, burning them in an unholy fire so this kind of crap can never happen again. And believe me, mummies are plenty flammable, so this would work.
Secondly, this happens.
Well, I'll be. How do you like that? You know, if all ghosts were as nice as that little girl, I don't think I'd ever have to be scared again.
How could you not tell she was a ghost?
Actually, it's all the sound mixer's fault. The girl didn't really look like a ghost, but they modulated her voice to sound supernatural.
You must hurry if you ever wish to see him again.
It was a stupid decision that ruined what could have been an actual twist. So, that was Night of the Creepers. Deke tries to be scary, ends up lame.
And really, you have to work hard to achieve that. I mean, think about it. Think of the concept.
You've got zombie mummies with laser guns, and you somehow managed to make that concept suck. I could take that premise, sell it to Asylum Films, and make upwards of like $20 off it.
One of the main problems was that it apparently had to be so kid-friendly that they couldn't even shoot mummies.
The other real problem I have is they rehashed Lowlight's fear of the dark. Something he's already dealt with in a much, much better episode. And they tacked on a fear of ghosts. It doesn't help that you can see him shaking in fear like it's a goddamn Scooby Doo cartoon. Other problems include numerous animation errors and the aforementioned voice modulation. It's sad. In the right hands, this could have been a really good story, or at least an entertaining one. No, really, mummies with laser guns. Get on that, Hollywood.
Well, so ends October, and tomorrow the creepy crawlies all get put back into storage. But until then, have a happy Halloween, everybody, and I'll see you next time for the next review.
All we wanna do is eat your brains.
We're not unreasonable. I mean, no one's gonna eat your eyes.